today we're going to be making a allergen-free chicken and mushroom pie. And the first part of the recipe is the pastry. Add up a gluten-free flour. And then you're going to want to add your non-dairy fat, pinch of salt, and then pulse this until it has the texture of breadcrumbs. So this looks about right. And then to bring it together, we're going to need to add a little bit of water. So the consistency you're looking for is kind of a soft paste. You don't want it too wet, you don't want it too smooth. Then we're going to put this into the bowl, cover it loosely with cling film and chill. So now time for stage two. We're going to make the filling for the pie. So first step, you want to take your non-dairy baking fat, put that into a nice thick bottom pan, the diced onions, then chopped leeks and garlic. We're going to put this onto a low heat. Just keep stirring, allow it to melt, and let that sweat down for 5 to 10 minutes. So while we're waiting for the onions to sweat down, we're going to move on to the next stage. So we're going to be pan frying the chicken and the mushrooms, a little bit of oil and some seasoning. Just going to get those into a hot pan, cook them until they're golden on the outside, not all the way through. Add a pinch of salt. So once the mushrooms have a bit of colour, it's time to pull them off. You don't want to cook them down too far, they'll lose all their mass. So once the chicken has some nice colour, make sure it's not stuck. We're going to transfer it to the bowl. It's worth noting that this is not cooked through at this point. It's just been sealed and coloured, so it's going to need some further cooking. So these onions are nicely sweated down now, so it's going to be time to add the flour to make the roux. This is going to make the basis for the sauce and thicken it. Alright, we want to let that cook out for a minute or two while we make the stock. So to make the stock, we're going to be using Chef's Pass chicken bouillon powder. This is free from all 14 declarable allergens and it tastes great, which means it's easy for us to make stuff like this. So it's 20 grams per litre. 20 grams is approximately a tablespoon. Litre of boiling water. Give it a little whisk. And it's ready to use. So now it's time to add some of the stock to the roux, but add a little bit at a time, stirring all the time so it doesn't get lumpy. So once the stock's all been absorbed by the roux, you can add a little bit more. And as the texture gets looser, you can add more and more. You just want to avoid big lumps of flour. So once all the stock's been added, we're going to add the chicken and the mushrooms, and then we're going to let it cook out for 10 to 15 minutes. So now it's time to construct the pie. First step, we're going to roll the pastry out. So you've got to keep turning the pastry because you don't want it to stick. So once we have it to the desired thickness, we're going to use the dish as a guide to help us get it right. Lay that on upside down on top of the pastry. And then rather than cut right next to the dish, we're going to cut a little way further out, and that's going to give us a little bit of a margin for error and something to play with when it's done. Now we're going to put the pie mix into the dish and top with a lid. So once the dish is filled, we're going to pop the lid on. So in order to make it stick, we're going to use a little bit of water and just brush the edge of the dish. The easiest way to move pastry once you've rolled it out is to use a rolling pin. So nice and careful. And just lay it over the top. So you can pinch the pastry together to deal with any cracks or tears that you get as doing it. The pastry's going to crack anyway as the filling comes out, and it's going to look nice and rustic when it finishes. So once you're happy with the pastry, you trim off the excess. So the next stage now is we're going to brush the top with a little bit of water, sprinkle of sea salt, poke a couple of holes to allow steam to escape, and it's going to go into the oven. So after 40 minutes in the oven, it's ready to go. Chicken's moist, it's rich, delicious, all that, and it's allergen free as well.